How's it going there, everyone? It's Mr. Zan over here, bringing you guys another Nanatsu no Taizai action. And for today's chapter, folks, we're going to be talking about chapter 187, Derrierre versus the Lance Corporal Nerobasta. Now, folks, this chapter was very anticlimactic, folks, because of the fact that, guys, wow, the Goddess Clan has finally showed up and got in a one-on-one fight with Derrierre of the Ten Commandments. But at the end of the chapter, actually not even at the end of the chapter, it was more like half of the chapter, we clearly see that Nerobasta actually lost. Nerobasta actually lost. Sorry to hear about that. Poor Denzel, you know, gave his hardest in this actual fight, guys. But nonetheless, guys, he got slaughtered in a one-hit KO, guys. One shot, one hit, one slap from Derrierre. I was actually personally astounded at the fact that just how weak that member Nerobasta was. You know, just the way that Nakabe actually gave, you know, like the way that it introduced the Goddess Clan as the very first one, you know, was very different from what you would expect. You know, also you gotta love how Nakabe is kind of doing that too, because the fact that just means that the Goddess Clan is that powerful too, because that was just one of the weakest members. But the weakest members was basically enough to take down two demons at once. So that clearly says that Nerobasta is basically someone that, you know, is not to be taken lightly, but it's just the fact that Nerobasta was basically facing off against one of the Ten Commandments, Derrierre, that basically she had no zero chance of actually fighting against Derrierre. But nonetheless, guys, come on, man. At the end of the day, you know for sure as well, all viewers are really gonna be pissed and annoyed at the fact that why take him out so early? Why? I'm sorry, why take her out so early? Why take Nerobasta out so early? I mean, Denzel was not as strong as well, but I mean, come on. But nonetheless, guys, the chapter was great. As an overall chapter, it was great, guys. Don't get me wrong. Because that just goes to show that in the chapter, there was more speculation and more theories that are giving out. Because the fact that Montspiet was actually explaining to Derrierre that, you know, the only reason that Derrierre actually won against Nerobasta was basically because Nerobasta was a foot soldier within the Goddess Clan members. And that basically means that if Derrierre was facing off against these like four strongest Goddess Clan members, and you know, the minute that you think about that and you think of goddess, angels, you're clearly thinking that, holy snap, you know, is this guy talking about either the four horsemen of the apocalypse, or maybe he's talking about the four archangels, you know, Raphael, Gabriel, Uriel, Satan, Lucifer, etc., etc. You know, you're just clearly thinking, what exactly are these four high being angels or goddess members that are going to be? We don't know that for sure, which also begs to differ that the way that Nerobasta was actually using the techniques in the chapter against the gray demon and the red demon was actually pretty interesting, because the fact that it uses the sun itself, guys. Basically, the sun itself is it kind of like generates the power for these goddess members. And I here am clearly like also astounded at the fact that, like, wait a minute, is Escanor part of, like, is he part of the Goddess Clan members that are supposed to represent from the seven deadly sins? And you're clearly thinking, like, what the heck, guys, what the heck? Which would kind of explain why Escanor is on top of that level. It also could also explain that maybe Escanor is actually one of the top four strongest angels, or maybe one of those four angels actually reincarnated into Escanor's body itself. You know, we're not too sure itself, guys, but like I said, there's a lot of theories going out there that has to say who Escanor, what kind of ability Escanor is, or what race he might be from. You know, they kind of didn't really say that. They say he's human, but I highly doubt that now that we've been introduced to the Goddess Clan members and introduced to some of the abilities that they've been actually showing in this chapter, guys. And overall, this chapter, guys, was also interesting at the fact that it's hilarious that the Goddess members, what they did in the past, actually is kind of coming into perspective as to what they actually have been doing in the past, because of the fact that when Nerobasta was talking to Derrierre, he was, I'm sorry, I keep saying he, I'm sorry about that, because I mean she was actually explaining that, like, she was almost begging for forgiveness to Derrierre. She was begging for forgiveness. And I'm here wondering why. Why are you begging, you know? Just go out in a blaze of glory. Why beg? What are you going to get out of that? If you know you're going to lose, clearly it just goes to show that the goddess members, they are very pretentious and they're very, very cocky with their attitudes, and the tone that they speak is also very, it's very arrogant in itself too, guys. It's just so, it's kind of annoying too at the same time, guys, that I was actually annoyed by the goddess members in this chapter of the way that they were making themselves seem like they're really all that, when in reality you could kind of feel something from the demon clan. Maybe the demon clan really aren't as evil as one would think, and maybe they just want revenge as to what the goddess members did, because the fact that Nerobasta actually explained that they made some kind of truce with the demon clan, and apparently the goddess clan slaughtered all the children and something along the lines of that from the demon clan. So basically, was the goddess clan the one that kind of started the feud for the demon clan, or was it vice versa? You know, it's kind of giving us a lot of speculations and theories as to really what's going on with these two giant entities and these giant clans themselves, guys. That is interesting in itself, guys. And remember back in previous, like the first arc in itself, when Bond was talking to one of the goddess clan members, you could clearly see the hatred the goddess clan has towards the demon clan themselves. It's like they're two of the same coin, guys. These clan members, they're constantly out to get each other. It's kind of like, it's like a race war, basically. That's just it. It's just a race war. But nonetheless, guys, the chapter was so great. You know, gotta give credit to Nakabe for making just a wonderful chapter and showing us just how great the Ten Commandments are still, even though they faced off against a goddess clan members. And it kind of goes to show that are the demon clan members based on the power of the moon, or you know, it could be something along the line of that. You know, maybe I'm just speculating now. I'm just like picking up straws from that right now as to what the demon clan members are capable of doing now, because the fact that, I mean, just the way that Derrierre kind of pushed herself to break free from that attack, or maybe the attack just wasn't strong enough back in the chapter, which just I personally thought was amazing at the same time too, because it just goes to show that that the goddess members, they have a lot more to offer, guys. That's what I'm just thinking now. They just have a lot more to offer in these past couple chapters now, or upcoming chapters too, in a sense as well, guys. But like I said, wonderful chapter. Wonderful chapter, guys. But yeah, let me know down in the comments, guys, what you guys think about this chapter. What was your favorite scene, guys? And also, what you guys think at the end of the chapter, guys? We're actually going to witness now, finally, Dreyfus is actually joining in the fight. But we don't know yet for sure if he really is going to join the fight or not, or if he's just gonna talk for the next chapters. We don't know that for sure. But nonetheless, guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the chapter. But as always, if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe. But this is Mr. Zen, signing out.